The average age girls are losing their virginity, 15 years old.
Don't have sex, because you will get pregnant and die. Don't have sex in the missionary position. Don't have sex standing up. Just don't do it. Promise?
The neighborhood kids just love to go down by the river, and we're always telling them there are too many risks. Drowning, catching a cold. As a mother, I'm concerned. We decided to hide the life vests. We did not want to send the message that it was okay to be going in the first place. And we keep telling them, don't you dare do it. There's a shark. Would you believe that some of the parents at the school want to have swimming lessons during the school day? It's as if they want to see their kids drown. There is a little teeny tiny problem with abstinence-only education. Little sex. Becoming sexually active before you're ready is when stuff can go all bleh. Don't push yourself or someone else for that matter if you're not ready. In the meantime, learn a thing or two about your body. I may or may not be talking about masturbation.
Don't need anybody else. Anytime, day or night.
To think about what you want out of your relationships. And how can you know if you're ready? Here's a Sex Plus checklist. Do you trust each other? Do you feel safe together? Can you talk about it if something's bothering you? Do you listen to each other? Do you talk about having sex together? By that I mean you can talk openly about what you want out of a relationship, boundaries, birth control if you're having heterosex, sexual health status, and STIs. You don't feel like you need alcohol or drugs to have sex, right? You know how to use condoms and dental dams to prevent STIs? And last but not least, you both feel ready to do it, you both want to do it, and nobody's pressuring the other. If you answered yes to all these questions, you might be ready to become sexually active.
Because sex isn't evil. It's supposed to be fun and healthy, and both partners are supposed to have completely equal say in what's going on.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it.
Consent isn't just hot, it's also mandatory. Sexual contact without consent is assault or rape. But here's the thing, people often think of sexual coercion as something that's, violent or physically restraining. In reality, sexual coercion is often much more subtle. It happens between two people who know and maybe even trust each other. The perpetrator will use pressure, manipulation, drugs, alcohol, and force to initiate sexual contact without permission. More consent is basically just checking in. It's paying attention to someone's body language, how they're doing. It's keeping those lines of communication open. Sex is never something that's owed to someone. Doesn't matter if you've been flirting, if you hooked up before, if they bought you dinner, not even if you're naked, pushing somewhere. Consent can always be retracted. So if you feel like the vibes have kind of changed or you're unsure, getting mixed signals, you want to check in. Something called consent culture. That's a culture where all the sex that is had is sex that is wanted. And that's how it should be. But that's not how it is.
Give me all the consent. I'm ready.
Sex is something that if you want to experience it, you should be able to enjoy it and be safe if you decide to have sex. And if you don't decide to have sex, that should be okay too, and other people shouldn't make you feel bad about it. I'm not an expert in the sex ed world, so that's why I'm going to defer to someone who is an expert and who is certified, Lacey Green. She has a YouTube channel that is amazing. If you're curious about sex, if you want to learn more about sex, I will link her channel down below. Thank God for the internet, am I right?